Well, guys, easy day today. What we did is we took the bike rack off the back of the Wrangler here, Hemi, the Wrangler Hemi, and we took some of the weight out of the back, some of the batteries, a couple of batteries, and one of the heavier bins. We took it out. We took off the hitch receiver that holds the bike rack. So we took off a little bit of weight. And sure enough, what happened is the rear, I took it for a ride down the block and back so the suspension would equalize out. And, when I came back, pulled it in the garage, sure enough, it was back to 10 and a quarter high above the wheel. In other words, exactly where it was pretty much when I picked it up, from having the lift kit put on. There was still some weight inside of there, but most of the weight was taken out. But there was still, I don't know, maybe 70, 80 pounds of cargo, I guess. You got your propane tank in there, your ARB refrigerator. There was a couple of bins in there. One of them is pretty heavy. I'd say 100 pounds. But in any case, it popped back up to 10 and a quarter inches above from the wheel, top of the wheel, to the trim piece on the wheel well. So, which is where it was when I first picked it up from the dealer after they put the kit and leveled it out. It looks great. But the bottom line is, when that happens, and you pull it into this garage bay here, garage stall, there's a 1/2 inch clearance between the roof and the stucco. So you certainly can't put the Jeep in here unless it's loaded. You can't put the Jeep in here with that roof rack. The other garage space is 1 inch higher. I didn't bother going in there. I know it's 1 inch higher because I've measured it quite a few times, and I've got it written down on the concrete. So essentially there would be 1.5 inch clearance. And there's this one dude on online. He's got one of these on his vehicle, and he said that it's 1.5 inches higher at the crown of the roof when they put the roof rack on. Now, if that's the case, well, I got to believe it's got to be a little bit more than that. But if that is the case, it would almost fit. I mean, you'd have to keep it loaded somewhat in the back, maybe throw a generator in there or something. But it would be able to go in. But that's a little bit too close. Not only that, I like to be able to park it in this middle bay from time to time. So the bottom line, the moral of this story is you're probably not going to get the roof rack. Okay, so we're going to have to get the swimming pool noodles. They're 3 1/4 inch diameter by 56 inches long. Oh, by the way, we also hooked up this trailer. You can see I've got the hitch ball on the back of this rig, and I didn't want to hook up this trailer to see if it's too high. That's an 8 inch down ball hitch receiver. 6 up, 8 inch down. So we've got 8 inches down. Technically, you should probably have 10 inches down. I'll take a look into it, see if it's necessary to get it, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't too bad. It didn't affect the ground clearance at all. I mean, sure, it's dipping down in the back. Okay, there's a 1 inch hole on here too. So in reality, you probably need about a 10 inch down receiver ball, whatever they call that, guys. I think you know what I'm talking about. Actually, 12 inch down would be the bomb, but 10, I would settle for 10. But I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Like I said, it really doesn't affect the ground clearance. You still have the same ground clearance, even though the front of the trailer is up and the rear is down a little bit. What happens in the rear is you can see that it goes up. So even when it goes down, it doesn't affect the ground clearance because trust me, it doesn't. The support system underneath the trailer, slopes up at the end. So when you lift it up, it doesn't really affect the ground clearance of the back. You know what I'm saying? So, you still have your bad ground clearance underneath the trailer, which is 6 inches. So, but in any case, bottom line is when you do a long trip with the Jeep, if I have to take a dirt bike and a couple of mountain bikes, I'm not going to put it all on the back of the Jeep. You're going to take that trailer, load that trailer up, and put everything on it. That way, the most downforce you'll have on the hitch ball is probably 150 to 200 pounds, if that. Probably not even that. Probably 100 pounds of downforce. So it'll work out real well. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting all that force, it's nice to be able to load everything on the Jeep and not take a trailer. But at the end of the day, you really don't want to put that type of, the back of your Jeep is going to be real low and the headlights are going to be beaming up, and you just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of problems with people, when you drive at night. I rarely drive at night, but sometimes on the way back, you're trying to get back home and you do run into some dark time where you do have to ride at night. So, but anyways, we wanted to check to see what would happen, and it looks like we cannot do the roof rack. At the end of the day, it's 80 pounds, I believe, maybe 75, 80 pounds of weight. You really don't want that weight on there either. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go with the spaghetti noodles or the swimming pool noodles. They're like I said, they're about 3 1/4, 3.5 inch diameter. You're going to spread one on the end, two in the middle at each door joint. And then you're going to have one going across the front of the roof, and those will be connected pretty much by a rope that goes through the cab. So, you'll be able to open the doors and everything, with the tarp on the Jeep. You've got to keep that Jeep cool, man, because even in Idaho in July and August, in the sun, it's extremely hot, guys. You've got to be able to put that Jeep inside of the garage, per se. But anyways, I looked at Home Depot's got them, or not Home Depot, but Lowe's. I've seen them down there before, so they've got the ones I want. They're $56 for 6 of them. It's a bit steep. It's about $9.50 a piece. And they come in bundles of 6. I need at least 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need at least 5 of them. Plus, I need the 6th one to cut in pieces. So, man, we're getting a little bit of glare from that fender. But man, it's badass, bro. It's nice to see. I took off the bike rack. I wanted to check to see if the trailer was too high, that type of shit. And I wanted to see what would happen if we took the majority of the weight at the back of the Jeep, and sure enough, it popped right back up to, there's a 1/2 inch clearance here, bro. If I took out everything, it would be probably a 1/4 inch clearance between the roof and the stucco. So, and I decided to have a beer. It's Saturday. We got some good boxing on today. We got Tank fighting Roach and Tank Davis. And that's going to be a good fight. That main card starts at 5 p.m. I would imagine the main ring walks will be around 8:15 p.m.-ish. It's going to be a damn good fight. Tank's going to kill him. But anyways, man, it's going to be kind of a, you know, like for example, when you go to wherever you go, when you got to tag that trailer around all the time, you know, it can be quite cumbersome trying to get a parking spot so you can run into the grocery store and stuff like that. If you just have the Jeep with the T-Rack, it's a lot easier, but that's just too much weight on the back of the Jeep for too long of a period of time. It'll create havoc on the seals on those rear shocks. They don't need to have that type of weight distribution on them for that period of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just not good. It's not the way to go. So we'll be doing the trailer thing whenever we do that long trip, and it should work out good. You know, you'll be able to easily take the dirt bike, the 2 mountain bikes. You could take your street bike if you wanted to, and we just may do that. You could take your generator is not an issue. You're going to take 4 fuel cells is not an issue. A double ramp to load up the street bike if the street bike comes. That's this right here, these two. You need a double. I use a single just to do the dirt bike, but to do the street bike, you need a double size ramp because it doesn't line up the way it should, and you don't want to have any issues. With the double, you'll be able to drive it right up. You'll be able to take your cot, canopy, put everything on the trailer, tie it down, throw in a green bag full of, you know, maybe you always take, I always take 2 gallons of water with me, but I always take about 5 empties. So when you find water, you fill up when you're out there, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you've got like 7 full jugs, that should take care of you. If you're not near water, that should take care of you for like 2 or 3 days, you know, with the dog waters and stuff like that. But anyways, it's nice to get this legwork done and see if the roof rack is viable, and it isn't. It's too much weight anyways. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but it's very strong possibility. I mean, I have pulled this rig out and pulled that Jeep in, and I have to double check that measurement. If the measurement is 2 inches, I would consider it. You know what I'm saying? It would be under consideration. Like I said, there's this one guy online. He's got one on his Jeep. He measured it, and he said it's 1.5 inches at the crown higher. So I don't know about that one, but you know what I'm saying? I find that kind of hard to believe, but it's certainly possible. Certainly 2 inches is believable. I believe there's a little rubber, like a rubber bushing underneath each rail, because if you put weight on this thing, it'll touch the roof and scratch your roof. So there's got to be some type of rubber bushing. That's not the right word for it, but there's something like that. Either way, if there isn't, I would definitely put one on there. You got to get like rubber hose and then cut a slice in it and epoxy it on there, you know what I'm saying? So that it doesn't, when you put weight on the roof rack, it doesn't scratch your roof. I believe when you buy the kit, there's something in there for that. I mean, certainly in the drip molding, there's a rubber thing that sits in there, and then the roof rack sets in that rubber mold, in that bushing that goes inside of the drip molding. I mean, you got to have something like that just to keep it from, you know, you can't have a metal roof rack up against a metal, well, that's, for sake of argument, is not metal roof. That's a fiberglass roof on there. You certainly can't have the metal of the roof rack clanging up against your drip molding. You got to have some type of rubber bushing there. I'm using the wrong word here, but you know what I mean. Anyways, fuck, beautiful day. I'm just getting geared up to watch the tank fight tonight. There's probably a UFC fight too. Jesus Christ, I should have looked. I didn't even look. You know, with tank fighting, it's like, who cares if there's UFC? But there's probably, what is this, end of February? Let's take a look, man. For some reason, that beer tastes like shit. Let's see what we got here. Okay, nothing good. I ordered some 22 long rifle bullets from, oh, there it is. It's just a feedback thing. Let me see if they're supposed to send me a email saying it's ready to pick up. It's just 1,000 rounds of 22 long rifle ammunition. I had to order something because I had a I had $54 of gift rewards points, you know, from when I bought the Ruger 1022 Light rifle from them, and I bought a bunch of other shit too. I bought the what the hell else did I buy from them at that time? I bought a couple of huge clips that hold, like, I don't know how many rounds they hold, 30 to 50 rounds or something like that. I bought a couple of those. I bought a few other things, you know what I'm saying, when I bought the Ruger 1022 Light. So I can't remember what else I bought, but anyways, we had some points and we wanted to use that money. I mean, I almost blew it off, and until I got my statement in the month before they expire, the card would have expired, and then I would have lost the rewards points. Until they tell you got to use your card or you're going to lose it. So I used it, and plus I spent the money on 22 long rifle bullets. So anyways, long story short, I'm waiting for that email from them, UFC.com. We're going to check events, guys. Cop versus okay, there's nothing. Wait a minute. Is this March 1st? You're shitting me. Yeah, it is. There is a cop is fighting this other dude. It's not a very good card, I would imagine. But there is, and that main card starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The main card. So you got the main card UFC fight starting, and you got the main card for a tank fight at 4 and 5 today. So good to know. Man. All right. I just wanted to get you up to date on the Jeep here and the trailer, and all the lights work. We plugged it in. We took it for a ride. You know, so it's nice to know that it's okay. You know, in reality, you should have that's an 8-inch down hitch ball receiver. We need a 10-inch down, probably would be better. I would hate to go 12. Let me just take a look at that real quick. This is an 8-inch down from the center of the hitch to the whatever, from the top to the top. It's an 8-inch down to a hitch receiver. You should have about a 10. It should be down here. This deck should be down here. A 10 would be better. You don't want to go 12. You don't want that hitch receiver down there dinking around like that. I probably won't do anything with it. I'll probably just stick with what I've got. It's just fine. But anyways, we did all the legwork on that. That was good. We're about to pull that Jeep back in as soon as I drink this beer. For some reason, this beer does not taste good, guys. Let me see if I got any good shit on this phone. Nope, just probably another telemarketing call. We're about to change our phone number because it's not unusual for me to get scam calls. So that's why we're going to change it. But I didn't want to just fly off the handle and do it right away. You want to figure out, okay, who needs to have that number? Your bank, you know, a couple of your banks need it. You know, a couple of your emails might need that new number, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they send you a verification code. So you want to cross all those T's and dot all those I's. I've got a list upstairs of who needs to have that new number when it comes in. So, and then you'll go on a thing where you never really give your phone number out. You know what I'm saying? You don't give it. Anyways, we're going to let you go. That's it for this video. We're going to roll in a Jeep. Actually, let me see what time it is. We're going to go get a Jeep car wash. It's 1 o'clock. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to go get a Jeep wash. So before I roll it in, we're going to throw the dogs in. And like I said, we're going to go get a Jeep wash, car wash. Anyways, that's it for this video.